for our last story, so going back to local story here, so we have a billionaire, a supermarket chain owned by our Philippine-owned billionaire Mr. Villar, which is considered one of the richest or the richest person in the Philippines right now, is raising in the sum of $119, 119 million dollars from its IPO to boost its operations. Anyway, so according to Forbes.com, as mentioned, the supermarket chain we're talking about here is All Day Marts. Now, some of you may be wondering, in the city it's not as popular, but in the provinces, in other areas, it is popular. Now, in the city, more often you're familiar with Mini Mart and even 7-Eleven. Even in my neighborhood, in the corner here, we have a 7-Eleven here. But anyway, uh, majority owner Mr. Villar is planning to raise 6 billion pesos, or a little over $100 million worth of amount for its IPO. So to boost its what do you call this? To boost its capital, so it can grow and generate more uh, grow as a business, right? So they plan to sell as much as 7.5 billion shares. That's a lot. And so that it can generate the almost 700 million shares, as mentioned earlier, uh, at a very affordable price at only 0.80 centavos per share. So it's less than 1 peso. So if you're interested in investing in the company, it's a good time to invest. But question is, uh, how is All Day performing in terms of the current market? So let's take a closer look. Now, obviously, it mentioned that the proceeds from this IPO is to repay some of its debts, which is, yeah, it's reasonable. But should is it being managed properly is the question here, and will it be able to raise the necessary capital that it's initially planned here? Anyway, so some interesting facts about the company. It was established way back almost 5 years ago in 2016, which currently only has 33 stores. So obviously significantly smaller than what 7-Eleven, even mini marts across the Philippines here. Now, what's interesting is they're offering an online grocery delivery service. I think this is their unique proposition compared to other supermarket chain here. So, question here is, if it's comparing with its grocery chain, you have SM, Save More, and then you have what's the other, Robinson Supermarket, SNR, and the many lots. Now, obviously, offering the delivery service is very important nowadays. So all the while, I thought that the All Day Mart is a, what do you call this? Oh, sorry, the All Day Mart. Yeah, the All Day Mart is considered. So actually, it offers same day delivery service, which is kind of interesting. So just looking at their website, it offers a very intuitive interface here, so makes it easier for users to purchase products online. So generating the necessary capital to be able to grow the business is always important here. Anyway, it was mentioned here that the profits or the net profits of the company has doubled since last year to almost 220 million pesos, and has climbed almost 70%. So they, obviously with the pandemic that's going on, online sales has been jumping or skyrocketing ever since from last year. Anyway, the goal of the company now is to grow its stores from 33 to a little over 100 stores by 2026. So will it be competing with the likes of SM Supermarket? But obviously it's still nowhere to its to the level of SM here. But we'll wait and see here. Anyway, so what's interesting is the Philippines is among the most active markets in terms of IPO launches in the Southeast Asia this year alone. There were 3 companies that have raised a little over $1.5 billion. You have Monde Nissen, which we discussed a few weeks back, and then offering 1 billion back in June. So obviously, companies are trying to get back to some normalcy here, and some have adjusted well, some have not. So obviously, how companies fare will depend on their decision making in the immediate and in the foreseeable future here. Now, one thing to note that all day also has a sister company is called All Home. Okay, a home improvement chain which was made public in 2019 and has net worth of a little over 7 billion here. So, which is both owned by the Villars. You have former Senator Mr. Vanny Villar and his current wife Cynthia Villar, who's a in politics, who is in politics or is currently a senator either for our country here. Anyway, good luck to their company. I'm sure they don't need luck because they own a lot of businesses and properties for the Villas here. They were known for the real estate in somewhere in Muntinlupa, and then they have grown their businesses tremendously to the point where they've reached where they are today.